That's not the right one. Greetings and salutations, everyone. 16-Bit Scotty here, and welcome back to Dice, Dorks, and Danger, where us dorks are going to throw some dice and possibly get into some danger, even more so than last session. So,
we're in danger.
Right? So, let's get the introductions out of the way to my immediate over here-ish. And the purple.
And the purple. Okay.
And the purple. I wasn't sure if you're watching the cameras or not. Richard.
It's located different here. Anyhow.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Chrono. I'm playing Richard. It's nice to meet you all. I am the captain of the ship.
And how's the captain feeling right now?
I wish I had my ship.
Right? All right, then below me, Crom, go ahead and take it away with introductions.
I'm Gleese, and I will be playing Crom this evening, and I have the stranger be a dude with another dude.
Wait, what? Stranger, what? I missed that, or my brain interpreted it way differently, at least. How are you feeling?
His mic cut out for me at the wrong time for it.
Yeah,
I'm doing fine.
So
Crom's not doing fine.
Well, how do you think Crom's feelings? I can't talk.
Angry.
Angry. Is that any different than any other day, though?
True,
no,
he is the angry
there's hungry, there's angry,
hungry, yeah. Sleepy.
Sleepy.
Annoyed.
In that rare moment, happy.
Yeah, that's when everybody's not around and everybody shuts up.
Right after he pats a guy on the head going,
right. Just lay down.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
All right, then we are going to drop down to Atomox.
Hi, I'm Ginger Ninja. I often go by Ginger. Today I will be playing Atomox Ethi, a mercenary.
How's Atomox feeling?
Doing a bit of face palming at himself, not the rest of the group, but himself, and about to be very much missing his vibro knife.
More than likely, yes. And as anybody who's been watching concurrently, Zoe is not with us tonight. Had some Dead Man Bones had some things to take care of. So by default, I will take over said Zoe Bruss, who is a Mandalorian youngling who's aspiring to be a bounty hunter. And that's all I've got. And she probably feels embarrassed, we're going to say. That's my take on the matter.
After the whole head and the ship thing, yeah. I don't blame them.
Yeah, no. That's bing! I mean, that's basically what that was.
Yep.
So, all right,
we'll provide a great comedic relief if it were animated, though.
Right? Oh, I know, because in my mind, I can just see it so well.
Oh, yeah.
I can add another
super intense scene, and all of a sudden, bing! Everyone just sits there in silence, staring for a moment.
So let us get this dumpster fire started, or should I say continued?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's the difference?
So, what is going to be kind of, if you can imagine, if this was a TV show or movie or whatever, you can just kind of see that, and I can actually remove, hold on, that's one thing I did not do. Remove the map cover, boop, and then I gotta actually move you guys over. This is on the DM or GM in this system because I forgot to do this. All right. That should be good enough, I think. Let's click it. Bum. All right. So, as everyone should be able to see now, is that everyone is right here.
We're all just sort of
everybody's kind of more or less down on their knees, kind of slumped over. They are in binders. There's a large pole that is kind of running in between their arms and the binders, kind of in an awkward position to kind of keep everybody together. And at the very end are kind of like these heavy clamps that are way too large to try to fit the binders over to kind of keep everybody in place. And
in other words, we can't just, there's heavy enough that we probably can't just all work together and stand up.
It would be tough. All right, so Vanguard, standing right here, as the pirate behind him is going to walk up to each one of you and basically takes kind of like a little med pack, pops off this little kind of like smelling salt thing, and then just systematically, one by one, just goes by and waves this stuff on your nose. And you kind of, so everybody goes from incapacitated to wounded twice. So as a refresher, you essentially have negative 2d6 on any actions that you take if you were going to be goofy enough to try to take actions at the moment. But
which would not be smart.
it would not be. But you're gonna be like slightly groggy, kind of, getting it. It's that very first moment when you wake up where you're kind of not with it, but you can kind of understand what your surroundings are. You have a general understanding of how you are positioned and everything else. So your characters are going to quickly become aware as to being bindered and on that bar thing, and how cumbersome it is to you, sort of kind of keeping you guys pinned down a little bit. Vanguard is going to stand over you and kind of Negan this crap, where he's got his weapon, who's now, since I made the reference, is going to be Lucille. Just has Lucille just kind of resting on his shoulder, like pacing back and forth, taking his time, just kind of looking at each one of you. And
wow, this could have gone a lot better.
he is going to say, so I have to know, what crew are you working for? I bet it's that Bon Voyage. Ever since he came into the picture, he's always been trying to cut into my territory.
I'm gonna tilt my head over to the left, and at Richard, I'm gonna say his.
Okay, hold on. Don't be doing that crap.
Yeah, it's like Vanguard's head just kind of slowly, and then fixates right on Richard. Really?
At the very least, I'm getting out of this. At the very least, I'm gonna try and get out of this alive.
Oh my god!
Why are you implying we're pirates?
I'm not. I'm just saying he didn't ask if we were pirates. He just said whose crew we were with. I'm on your crew.
He named pirates.
Yeah, he named a pirate.
Just gonna look over
I
Adamox
haven't heard
very
their name.
slowly and just calmly say, if we get out of this, I'm going to break your arm for that comment.
That will be completely valid. I understand.
Yeah.
Anyways, good sir, we are not pirates.
Yeah.
Apologies for the confusion.
I'm just gonna look at him and go, can I just trade this done so that we can go, we obviously took the wrong job.
He's gonna kind of look at you and say, job? Somebody hired you to be this stupid? Or does it come naturally?
Yes. No, we were
bit of both.
definitely hired.
All right.
Definitely hired.
By that time, you see a ship, YT 2400, kind of slowly comes about, and you can kind of feel the repulsor kind of shooting downwards, kicking up some of the mud and sand and dirt and things of that, as it basically comes to rest right across where I have on the map. And it kind of goes through the I can't remember what it is. It's like the down cycle or the cycling or things that were the air purifier cycle and things that where it's shooting out all that air and stuff, kind of cleaning the systems and stuff. And Vanguard is going to kind of look over at you guys, then look at the ship, then looks at you again and says, don't go anywhere. As he just kind of takes like just ever so slight step away from you guys. There are two pirates.
We'll try not to.
Yeah, there are two pirates behind you. You can kind of hear them talking and carrying on as they are basically standing there armed, kind of keeping a general eye on you. The pirate that had given you guys the smelling salts basically went back to where he was. And then you can also see a bunch of pirates loading bodies onto the skiff that once held the cargo. The cargo, interestingly enough, is kind of off to the side of you. So if you're looking at the actual map, the cargo is actually all right here now. So
I'm gonna look at him and go, can I interject real quick? If you look at the cargo, you'll see that it's all from the same spot. That should give you an idea as to who hired us.
He just looks at the cargo, looks at you, and says, "So who is it?"
The rebels want their stuff back.
And he just
You
kind of
stole from the
chuckles.
rebels.
He just chuckles and says, "Well, sorry about their luck." At that point, the ramp's gonna, and once it kind of hits the ground, you're going to notice that 3 life forms are going to be making their way off the ramp. One, which I need to get onto GM layer, is going to be a female. Boop. And you guys have seen this picture before on the token. She is behind, holding a blaster carbine, kind of poking at a Rodian as they are going down the ramp. And then there is another fully armored individual that is kind of hanging back and has this really wicked looking sniper rifle that's just kind of resting onto it, kind of that Boba Fett style where ready for anything but at rest. And Vanguard is just going to look at the woman and say, Nina, your reputation precedes you. Nina will nod her head, shove the Rodian over to Vanguard, and quickly say, I brought him back alive. I was promised a reward. I will take my credits and move on. She seems to be relatively composed. She has kind of like the scar that runs around the side of her face going down here. There's other... You can tell she's been in fights and scraps and things but that's like a very distinctive feature she has. And from the tone in her voice, she's done a bounty job, but she doesn't want to be here. So even though she's working for Vanguard, doing what he asked, doesn't want to be here.
Not particularly happy about it, you could say.
Right. So Vanguard looks over at the Rodian and says, click. Buddy, where are my credits at? To which the Rodian panically, while in binders, Vanguard just kind of nods his head and says, hey, look, man, I totally understand where you're coming from. These things happen. You know, it's not that big of a deal. And immediately he just takes his shotgun, puts it right to his chest, kills the dude instantly. His body drops to the ground. Nina kind of looks a little bit shocked, then gets like immediately pissed at the guy. Walks up, gets nose to nose to him and says, okay, Slimo, I brought him in alive. You better pay me the credits for alive. That was dirty. And he just kind of chuckles, oh, it's okay. And he kind of looks back at a pirate that's kind of off to where the tent he was staying at, and just kind of snaps his fingers and says, hey, Joey, get Nina her credits. Add an extra 10%. And then he looks back at her and says, for the trouble. And she just kind of... The other character, which kind of has a silhouette of a female, kind of walks over, nearing Crom, looks at each one of you, and then looks back at Vanguard and kind of motions her head like this and says, domestic problems? And he just kind of chuckles and says, these morons decided to try to steal from me. And then Nina just goes, can you really steal from a pirate? No, I guess you can't.
I'd like to correct, we were recovering cargo.
Nina will kind of look at you and say, recovering cargo. That's interesting. And she will kind of take her time looking around. I'm
going to motion to the boxes.
Yeah. She notices the boxes, nods her head, and then looks back at Vanguard and goes, so the rebels wanted their junk back. It just kind of like shrugs her shoulders. And Vanguard just, hey, they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's all Nina's going to do. So what are you going to do with them? Vanguard, I don't know yet. They killed a lot of my men. I mean, I can't let
It's
them.
really easy.
Wookiee just. You're gonna actually hear like a little from the woman in all the armor.
In my
And
defense, I just do what pays.
Can I do it again?
she, Nina will, or was Vanguard? Vanguard basically kind of looks and says, I can't let what they did slide. I'm gonna have to kill him. I just don't know how bad I'm gonna torture him, especially that one. He points at Zoe, who's kind of half in, half out of it. And how would Nina say this? Oh, I got it. She says, well, if the Rebel Alliance has tracked you here, even if you kill them, they're just going to keep coming back. Vanguard kind of cockily says, let them. I'll dismember their bodies and kind of post them around as warning signs. Okay, so they're now going to kind of get into chatter with each other. Nothing really plot based. But while the other one's standing there, is there anything you guys want to say or do or attempt?
Crum's just being quiet, and he's just examining the one in front of him.
Yeah. From that little chuckle, you can actually kind of determine she knew what you said, so she at least understands some Wookiee, or She-Wook, Shri-Wook, that's what it's called.
I'm gonna look at her and go, so what brings you here?
Her head kind of slowly motions through the dead Rodian, and then motions back to you. She's finishing a job.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to be doing that about now.
She just chuckles. She's, how's that working for you?
Well, we
Not
have
too well, as I'm
two.
sure you
I'm
can
just
see.
gonna hold up my arms and be like, well,
I'm just gonna look at Adamox and Zoe and just go, well, we have these two lovely children.
and
just
we're
kinda
not
nod her
dead
head.
yet, so there's always a chance.
Right?
One can dream.
That's right. So at this point in time, that Vanguard and Nina's kind of banter, chatter kind of thing turns into, so what do you think I should do with them? Nina just looks at each one of you. Will take the time to kind of actually walk up, and then she's going to first walk up to Zoe, kind of give a up, down, can't even think what the word I was trying to think of. Examination, and nods her head and says, well, if she's actually a Mandalorian, she'd be a good fighter. They're proud, stubborn. I don't know what clan she's from.
You don't know the half of it.
She'll just kind of chuckle. She's dealt with Mandalorian. She says, I've got a pretty good idea. And then she'll kind of...
Have you dealt with one going through puberty?
She kind of chuckles her head and she says, I know a thing or two about raising kids. Then she'll kind of look at Adamox and then she'll say, so what's your story? You kind of look like a hired gun.
Merc used to work for a hut. Barely earned my freedom before taking this job.
So not
You can
working
see how
out
that
for
turned
you.
out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll then walk up to Richard and she'll kind of give you a quizzical look and say, I'm surprised you stuck around. You're a smuggler, aren't you?
Yeah.
She really shakes, she like nods her head, then starts shaking it, going, you are definitely a weird smuggler then. She says, you look the part. She goes, you dress the part, but you don't act the part. Usually they hire these extras, and this thing, the moment things go sideways, you're out. So what happened?
He was a bit too unconscious.
In my defense, I had the cargo on there, and I got blindsided with a shot.
She just kind of nods her head and she says, "That sucks." Um,
Yeah, I was so close.
And she'll walk up to Crom. Her posture kind of, it gives this kind of vibe like she's been around Wookiees before. She's not throwing off that arrogant pose. She's not really humbling herself, saying that, she's beneath you, but she is kind of like,
Seeing me as an equal.
yeah,
in
more
a
or
way.
less. Yeah, where she's just kind of looking and she nods her head and she says, "Man," she goes, "you're an old fella, ain't you?"
Yes, I'm very old.
I can tell. And she kind of, doesn't touch you, but she kind of goes like this with her hand. She says, "You've got a lot of the age markings." And she'll kind of chuckle and she'll say, What? How did you get mixed up with these yutzes?"
Oh, Sith.
Okay, well, I guess that makes sense, she says. She'll then look back at Vanguard and she says, "If it were me, I would just let them go. I really don't think they'd be coming back to bother you. They failed once. I doubt they're going to try something this stupid again." And he just, no. They killed my men. They tried to steal my cargo. And then Whisper just, the other person ends up kind of going, "Your cargo? You stole it first." He says, hey. Possession's 9/10 of the law around the universe. And she'll just kind of shrug her shoulders. And then he basically kind of reaffirms the fact that he's wanting to kill you, where he says, they have to pay. He says, I give them a chance to just quit, stop while they're ahead. I would have killed them quick. Now I got to figure out a way to torture them. And that's kind of the fun part. Nina will then kind of rub her hand across her forehead. She goes, "Hey, tell you what. I got a win-win for everybody." Vanguard kind of, okay, I'm listening. And she walks up to him as they start walking away back towards his tent and says, "Why don't you sell them to the Black Sun? They can probably use them in the battlegrounds. Be a little bit of entertainment for the Black Sun. Gives them a fighting chance. They might end up dying, so you get what you want. Plus, if you sell them to the Black Sun, you'll get decent profit." And then once again, they kind of start unintelligibly kind of, get out of earshot.
Above game joke. Alternatively, I don't need all of the fingers on my left hand.
No, you do not. Technically. Until your right hand gets messed up.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm willing to sacrifice a finger or two.
All right. So now, the armored woman will kind of stand there looking at you guys, and she will walk up to Richard and she'll say, "Smuggler, huh?
Yep.
Was that your ship that we saw coming in?" She says that very low.
Well, you don't seem like you're planning to kill me, so yeah.
So is there anybody on board?
Should be.
That's good. She'll kind of look over, and everybody's head will kind of go towards the tent as you can kind of see Nina and Vanguard, throwing hands up and some talking going back and forth. She says, Nina's a decent negotiator, but Vanguard's
Hard sell?
Yeah, more or less. She says she's probably going to do everything she can to get you guys free, but if not, we'll try to send a communication to your friend, kind of give him an idea of what's going on.
If we can get back there, I will just tell the rebels this is a wash.
She'll kind of nod her head and she'll say, well, that's what Nina's shooting for, I'm sure. To which it'll kind of pan more over to those two, and a case of credits ends up coming to Nina. She opens it up, kind of does like a quick count, slams it shut, and she says, "This isn't everything you owe me. Hey, what? The job was for 20. No. The job was for 20. You gave me the extra 10%. That's great. But you still owe me from last time that I did a favor for you, right?" Yeah. Where's those credits? He'll go, "Look, we were trying to get the cargo pawned off, get some money. You showed up way earlier than anticipated. I didn't realize you were being that good at your job. Apparently, Yzerman was right in suggesting you for this particular job." She'll just kind of get annoyed, and then she'll say, "Fine. Tell you what. You give me the cargo, and you give me the sorry sods, and we'll call it even." Vanguard gets very angry and says, No. I don't owe you that much." Nina will kind of lean in and say, "Well, if I recall, the bounty on your head should cover what you owe me." And she'll kind of make a motion for the weapon she holstered. And he just kind of goes, "Well, no, wait a second. He says, let's not go there." She says, "Well, then let's play ball. I want the people. I want this cargo. Should make up for more than make up for what you owe me. Plus, I can easily get amnesia and forget where this place even is." He'll kind of stand there for a second and just chuckle and say, "For somebody who isn't super ruthless when it comes to fighting, supposedly," he says, "you're pretty shrewd." And she just nods her head. She says, "Rule of the universe. Eat or be eaten." He goes, "Look, I can't give you those people. No." He says, "I'm either going to torture them or I'm going to sell them off to the Black Sun." And she says, "Look, fine. If you're not going to give them to me, give me their stuff." Kind of looks at her funny. "What? I could sell their stuff." No. "You owe me, remember? Besides, you ain't going to get much for that. I seen the Wookiee in the parasuit armor. That parasuit armor is relatively slagged. You're not going to get much out of it. And none of your crew is smart enough to fix that stuff. So 100 credits, tops. It's going to take at least a few grand just to fix." So kind of, good call. So I take the shipment that they were trying to steal. I take their stuff. If you want, I can go ahead. I've got pull on the Black Sun from doing a few jobs, or at least I have contacts. I'll contact them, line things up. We're heading to the core worlds. I can get them to get you paid. We can take them there, drop them off. Vanguard goes, No. It's okay. I know a guy who's real tight with Lune. I'll just go ahead, reach out to him, get the credits that way." She'll grit her teeth and she'll say, "That's fine. But I'm taking their stuff in the cargo." "Right?" He just nods his head and says, "Yeah. Then we're square. We're even. And you forget this place ever existed, yeah?" She nods her head, extends her arm. They kind of do that check out weapons, shake. And he says, "Pleasure doing business." And she just kind of nods her head. She goes, "May it never happen again." And she just turns around and starts walking off to where she shouts, "Whisper!" The woman kind of looks over. "What's up, boss?" "We're taking their stuff." She just kind of looks over at you guys, the armored chick, and says, "Sorry," like that. Any comments from the... Like, any at all. It doesn't even have to be in game, just players. Are there player comments? Any concerns?
I'm gonna look at Whisper and go, "So, what would it take to get us out of here?"
She's just gonna kind of look around and then mostly look up at the ship and just shake her head, and she goes, "Nia's not gonna okay that. It's gonna put her and me in danger. She's not gonna do that."
On a different note, what would it take to come to you guys later, assuming I survive and get my vibro knife back? Just the knife.
God damn it, Adamox, forget the damn knife.
she'll just
I'm
kind of look
gonna
at you and go,
look at-
"What?"
I'm gonna look at you and go, that knife is what got you in trouble in the first place.
No, not using my med pack on you was what got me in trouble in the first place.
This is true. Zoe will kind of be upset. She's gonna be more or less, I can't believe you guys are so laid back about this. They're gonna try to end up selling us. We could end up dying. They're gonna take all of our stuff.
It's either we get the chance of just dying and lose our stuff, or we actually die right now. Your choice.
Good point. She
However,
says.
if you're going to die, don't drag us into it.
Right?
If you're
Alright.
gonna kill someone, at least do it to Zoe first.
Right? Like the party's just like her first. Nina walks up to Whisper and says, so did you get what we needed? She nods her head. She says, yeah. This one told us that that is their ship, and there should be somebody on board. At that point, Nina's going to nod her head, look at each one of you, but specifically look at Richard and say, I really tried to get you guys, but I can't. They got too many, and I'm not going to start a firefight. She says, it's going to put me and my crew in danger. I can't do it. She says, but apparently, I believe Vanguard is strongly thinking about selling you off to the Black Sun to do the battlegrounds. You
Being
might not
worse
live
than
it.
being in the Sith.
She just kind of nods her head. She goes, it's a chance to survive. He'll get paid. He'll feel comfortable about it. She's, but
So, in other words, all we need to do is sit here and behave until that point.
pretty much. And then she's going to kind of reach into her pocket and she goes, but unfortunately, and there's like this kind of like needled thing. She goes, in order to get the stuff, I'm going to have to knock you guys out because I'm going to collect your stuff. And then very quietly, she says, but we will send in a care package to your friend there. She says, we'll also give them a rough location as to where you are. To which she will walk up to Zoe first and then basically kind of takes her head. So, and then just kind of falls limp, which kind of throws the balance off for everybody else since Zoe's on the like very end. And then she'll walk up to Adamox and then
Make it quick. I don't like needles.
yeah. You have the option to attempt to resist this if you would so choose.
Yeah, no, I at this point, Animox is realizing it's probably better to just go with it.
Okay.
So I just go ahead and say, just make it quick. I don't
Yeah.
like needles.
She just nods her head. She says, "Make it as quick as I can."
Thank
When
you.
she does it, it's you can barely feel it. So whatever kind of thing this is, it's pretty decent. But
Sedative is in there.
yeah, it's very quick that like once she starts moving on, like everything gets whoa, and then like you get all warm and fuzzy, and you're like, this isn't so bad, and you just kind of pass out.
Yeah, this could be worse.
yeah.
Passes out.
Yeah. Then it's gonna be Richard. Any last words? I mean, you're not
I'm gonna
dying,
look
but
I'm gonna look at him and go, just tell them to call in whatever favors we have.
she'll nod her head. She'll say, yeah, I can do that. And then pops you too. Would you like to resist, or are you just gonna let it go?
I'm gonna let it go. This is a plan at this point.
So
Any
you
plan is
crumple.
better than no plan.
That's right. All right, so same thing with the Wookiee. Although the difference between being face to face with Crom versus everybody else, she's gonna be a lot more sorrowful and just kind of shake her head. And she says, "This isn't the best and the most ideal situation for either one of us." She says, "But you have an opportunity," she says, "to fight on, and this is the best thing for now."
Crom's just gonna chuckle, give his head a little tilt, and just give her access
Yeah,
to
like-
his neck.
Yep. All right. She'll chuckle and she'll say, "All right, old man." And she'll pop you with that, and you'll have the same thing. So as you guys are taking a nice little dream sleep nap,
Yeah,
it will kind of continue on where you're going to start seeing basically Whisper and Nina just start basically disrobing, taking all of your gear and things of that. They'll start with Zoe as it's going to be Whisper takes the helmet off, and then she's going to say, "Oh, Nina." She's what? She's, "Hey, you got that mask that you normally wear?" "Yeah, why?" She's, let me see it." She's, "Yeah, sure." Walks over and looks down at Zoe and goes, "Oh, yeah, I can part with that." It kind of gets almost like a ski mask kind of thing, shoves it over her head where it kind of covers everything up. Takes all of her gear, then slowly starts working down the line as
We're still all too unconscious to take note of this, right?
Yeah, no, this is more or less for
Thought
the
so.
players, not the characters and whomever.
Players and the viewers, then
Correct.
the players. Gotcha.
So as they kind of go, Whisper deliberately takes off one of Richard's boots, and Nina says, No. I don't care about their clothing. Oh, I thought you said we're taking all their gear. That's not what I meant. She's, okay, all right, I can put that right back on. As to where there'll be kind of almost like a camera angle where you'll see like this little small transmitter that she shoves in the boot and then shoves it back onto his foot. And she says, "My bad." And she nods her head. "It's okay. Help me get this stuff off the Wookiee. This is going to be a job." And Whisper just, yeah, it is. To which it will side swipe and all the other kind of fun stuff where Jada is just kind of like trying to reach you guys on the comm, pacing back and forth. What does Jada do? This one doesn't know. Richard usually makes these decisions. This one's not cut out for this. And like in full on panic mode, as there's this kind of like slight beep that's not even audible, and there's like this little small blip of light, and she kind of looks at it funny. And she goes, "Incoming transmission. That's weird." As the YT 2400 flies on by, very much lower this time, and kind of hits like a certain angle to where a cargo ends up kind of sliding out and more or less has a parachute effect, kind of slowly drops down as it kind of goes off, does its thing. Jada's like, "What the crap's going on?" So she hits the ramp, runs outside, runs to the cargoes, like, basically opens everything up and notices that all your guys' crap's there. And there's like this little box that has kind of like a little bloop, 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 and like a handwritten note on paper with pen and things that gives a communications number and says, "Your friends are heading into the hands of the Black Sun. Contact us. We will arrange a meeting to help you get them back." And she goes, "Oh, this one knew Jada had a bad feeling about this," as it'll end up swiping again. Now, this time, you guys are going to slowly stir, kind of like, oh, what in the... Whoa. And the temperature has completely changed. The last time you remember kind of being muggy, hot, bleh. This time it is that oh so familiar coldness of a starship. As you guys are in a brig.
Lovely.
Yep, you guys are in a brig. And you have binders on that are behind your back. And each one of you are in separate cells that have energy barriers that are kind of like that red tent-ish. But yeah, you guys are all like within the same hold. So each one of you will wake up. Zoe will immediately like freak out. "My helmet! Where's my helmet?"
So you're fine.
My
You
helmet!
have a
I gotta
face
have-
covering.
Yeah, shut up. I'm trying to sleep.
But my helmet! That's an important thing for a Mandalorian. My helmet!
I'm
If
gonna
you're
get a
worried
paper
about
bag
your
for your
face-
head.
Zoe,
If you're worried about your face, maybe feel around as best you can, see if there's anything on there. Just take some deep breaths.
With her
It
binders
hurts too much for us.
that are behind her back. She goes, I can't do that.
Well, do you
So?
feel any pressure on your face that would imply there's something there?
She kind of stops for a second and goes, maybe.
Oh, do me a favor and sneeze.
Then
Right?
then drop that then drop that a little bit lower on the priority list for now.
So,
Yep.
you need to stop and assess the situation. We've been over this.
Richard, remind me why we keep bringing this child along.
She's gonna
She's
say,
I'll
I'm a
remind you.
She was expensive.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
yeah. She says, and I'm a decent shot.
Call it the sunken cost fallacy.
Yes, you're really
Ouch.
expensive that you flew into the top of the ship.
Then she's gonna just kind of get real quiet for a second, look in the direction of the Wookiee cell, and says, "That was cold."
Also, wasn't he
Yeah, so
unconscious
is the
for that?
I don't care. It was funny. All right.
That's true.
I'm not commenting on it because I was unconscious for it.
All right.
Oh yeah, Richard, you should have seen it. It made this hilarious ding sound.
Shut
Oh.
up, Zoe says.
Oh, so you've let me feel a new emotion today. Disappointment.
Oh, when I get out of here, she says.
Adamox is
Okay.
just gonna sit there cackling in his cell.
I'm gonna be like, okay, everybody calm down.
I'm
Oh,
quite calm.
I am
Let's
calm.
take
I'm
stock of
loving
the
this
situation.
conversation.
Take stock of the situation. Need to figure out what we're gonna do.
We're in
I'm gonna
binders
try and-
and
Well-
we're being held. So says.
I'm gonna-
And considering that we're
can I
most
test my
likely on a
binders?
ship,
Yeah, you can test your binders. You can even try to break them if you want. That's up
Yeah,
to
I
you.
want to see. Yeah, I want to try and break them.
Sure.
I'm just
Straight
gonna be
strength
sitting
check.
there like, considering that we're on a ship, and there was something about I think the black sun being tossed around. We're probably going there, considering we're not dead yet. So
Do
at
I
the very minimum, we have a fighting chance.
Do I need to roll at a -2?
Yes. You are still wounded
Okay.
twice. Yeah, though, because this is a check. This isn't. Yeah. Yep. Correct. So 3d6.
3d6. Okay.
Yes, a 5 in strength. Gosh.
He's a Wookiee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
I know,
Wookiee.
but still.
Yeah, no. You always want to put as much as you can in your strength. That's what helps
Yeah,
keep you
no,
alive.
I know.
Yeah, Wes threw a fit about that.
In my
Right.
defense, building the characters, this was not information I had. when
I
assigning points.
said that
It probably
first
was
thing.
information I had. I just probably didn't
Yeah,
process it.
you glossed over because I made that statement. I know because I say it every time. Buddy
Yeah,
Wesley
wow.
always maxed out his strength because, as you will see, it is very easy
I
to
think-
die in this system. Having a high
I
strength
think,
means you can stay alive longer. Normally.
I think my logic was that 3 was considered average, so I wanted at least average.
No,
for
it's
that.
actually above average. 2 is the average.
Oh, well then I'm average and technical and above average and just about everything
Yep.
else.
All right, what we got? Crown?
21.
21?
21 with two sixes on wild eye.
Okay. So give me a strength check, all 5d6, if you would.
Okay. 5d6.
That was a very good attempt, by the way.
3 on the wild die. 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Fantastic. So as you're kind of like to try to break them, you kind of feel like there might be some give. Then there's this kind of whoop, and you just feel this like shocking energy that just kind of pulsates throughout your entire body as everybody hears the Wookiee go in the cell over, and you quickly realize that these aren't standard binders; these are shock binders.
You tried to break out of them, didn't you, Crom?
It's more than you've done.
I'm
This is
better
true.
off sitting here and just sitting. I'm better
Do
off
you
just
want your
sitting here trying
knife?
to behave. You know, at this point, I've kind of given up on that.
Good boy.
All right.
At least for now.
You see, while we're
It's
here,
not advantageous.
we might want to conserve our strength.
But at least I'm learning.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a real nap. Going unconscious doesn't really have the same effect.
No, it doesn't. So, was there anything else anybody wanted to try? Do?
That was in character. I was saying that.
I know.
Bound to the? Am I bound to the wall?
No, you're not bound to the wall. You can walk around.
You're just kind of sitting there.
Yeah. So
there
shock
any, like-
binders essentially work as followed. Any massive attempt to try to break free of them, they basically will shock you. They can knock you out. They
I'm
won't
just
kill
gonna.
you. And it's kind of to be expected that they probably have something like that, at least on the Wookiee. The cells, everybody knows that it is essentially a, small 3x3 meters in here. So meter by meter, meter and a half by meter and a half, something like that. Cell is just big enough to kind of for you to lay down on a slab. All clear walls on 3 sides, and then there's the opening that has the red energy that everybody can kind of hear hum. But yeah, no, nobody's chained down.
And try and take a nap on what.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and try and take a nap on whatever pseudo bedding we may or may not have.
Sure. Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
literally
gonna-
a rock hard slab.
I'm just gonna run my binders against the field just to see what happens.
Sure.
I'm going to continue taking a nap.
That's
That's my
fine.
best choice right now.
I'm going to sit and observe.
Good call.
I mean, I don't think we can really see each other, but
Yeah, you
He
can
said the
kinda
walls
see.
are clear. We
Yeah.
can see.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah, the
didn't
front-
process that.
Yeah,
my
the
bad.
front part where the door is, you have kind of like that red energy. Kind of thinking
Yeah.
Phantom Menace, Darth Maul, and
Yeah.
Qui-Gon. It's something similar to that.
Mhm.
So yeah, you can see each
Yeah,
other.
but the walls on either side.
No. 3 walls, opaque, and then clear.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
Understood.
So for the attempting that, give me. I don't actually know what to do for this one. So give me a 46 dice throw.
Alright.
Is that with the -2 taken into account?
Nope, just straight
From being-
46.
Okay.
No minuses.
Alright. 5, 10.
So before he does this, I'm going to look at the Wookiee and go, so you are aware that you're rubbing shock binders against an energy source, right?
I am well aware what I'm doing. I am well
Okay.
aware this is going to hurt.
Okay.
Adamox
Just wanted to make
with
sure
his
you know.
eyes. Adamox with his eyes closed, still hearing this, is gonna go. Wookie, you may know that it hurts, but I don't think you fully comprehend just how much it will hurt.
So what was the
To that
number?
end, do you really want to be sitting here in a ship full of people who
12.
may or may not
12.
decide to kill you?
Yeah,
if
so
they
as
see
he's
you
talking,
unchained?
The Wookiee puts his binders up to it, and you hear ping, and Wookiee as you just kind of like start staggering forward, and then drop to your knees, and you are now 2 levels of stun.
And
It
the
didn't work
Wookiee
as
does it
anticipated.
again.
And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to go, we should conserve our strength.
Why do you think
We're
I'm taking a
not
nap?
dead. We're clearly being transported. Maybe we can get enough rest that we'll have a fighting chance.
I don't like this cell. It's there's too many memories of these cells. I can't sit still.
And you will be out of it soon.
To be
Think
fair,
about
if
it
the
like
Wookiee's
this as
knocked
well.
out, Zoe says, they'll have to drag him. So, I mean, slow them down, maybe. She just shrugs her
Zoe?
shoulders.
Zoe, our best chance right now is to cooperate as best as we can.
Hey,
And
I'm
maybe
wait.
cooperating.
Wait.
Yeah, but like,
She has a point.
You're
Thank
right.
you, Richard.
It's the first
You're
good
right.
idea she's had since she's got here.
No,
You're right.
I don't
Wookiee,
know about
you're
that
right,
one,
Crumb.
she says.
You're right, Crom.
Hey,
keep it up.
hey,
Go
hey.
ahead, knock yourself out. See what happens.
Adamox,
Experimentation
why don't you
time.
go headbutt the wall?
I would, but I'm too tired. He says, laying his head back down, eyes still remaining closed through this whole thing.
All
So
right,
I'm gonna try and get as comfortable as I can in my cell and just bide my time.
all right. So you
Adamox
literally
being
gonna try to knock
Adamox, he's
yourself
used to
out,
sleeping on.
Crom?
What?
I said, are you literally gonna try and knock yourself out?
No, I'm not gonna
Okay.
try to knock myself
Okay.
out.
Are you gonna
He's
still
going
be
to
stirring around?
inadvertently try to.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying though. Is like I didn't know from that comment if that was something else. Was there anything else you wanted to try?
There's nothing else in this room other than my cuffs and that wall.
Right now,
I'm
the one
aware of.
thing is,
much.
give me a knowledge check.
Okay.
Minus 2d6 because you are wounded twice.
So that would just be a straight 1d6.
Then 1d6 it is. So wild die it is.
2.
2. This cell seems to be pretty well locked down, tight. You are going to take your time, kind of examine everything. More or less thinking back on stuff and experiences, you honestly cannot think of a way out. You just kind of get to that point of, it's not acceptance, but that kind of like, well, this is my life now. So I guess it would be kind of acceptance. But begrudging acceptance, that would be for sure. You can still try whatever you want, but generally with that role, like I said, you just kind of, it's not going to do anything. You can't think of anything off the top of your head.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna lean on the wall for now.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are gonna rest up. Unlike D&D, you don't take long rests and you get stuff back. This has time frame of actually like, days of healing. You are going to see we're gonna say it's a droid, like a protocol droid, kind of like C-3PO, is going to come in. And he's got basically like these little tablet things on a tray. And he's going to essentially walk up. Behind him are going to be these 2 nasty looking IG-88 style units, wielding a few different weapons in their hand, as the C-3PO unit will basically walk up, hits a series of buttons as the energy force field shoots up, and then it places one of these pills down, and then hits the button again, and then we'll systematically go through and do this. So Zoe's gonna be first. Now it's gonna be Adamox. So Adamox, as this happens, is there anything you'd like to attempt to do?
I will probably have stirred from my slumber due to all the droid noises.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna see them place the pill, and I'm just gonna sit there and stare at it, and just like, what the heck is that?
The C-3PO unit kind of looks a little confused, and then hits like the button that closes. This is nourishment pills. I am required to give these to you every 12 hours.
Oh, so it's food. All right.
Essential nutrients, yes. Food, perhaps not. And then,
Close enough.
yeah, he'll just kind of look at you, like,
Close enough for
confused,
mercenary
almost
work.
like, these people usually don't talk to me, or they try to come at me. Like there seems to be visible confusion in the body language of the CP3, or the
Close enough for mercenary work.
droid's doing. Yeah, so
Yeah.
then he's
Anyway,
gonna
once
end up,
that thing's closed and the droid started walking away, I'm just gonna go ahead and crawl over and try and get that in my mouth as best I can without my hands.
yeah. So essentially, you're just gonna have to go and then like pick it up that way.
Yeah, I basically do that.
Yeah.
And then I
yeah.
go back to my nap.
It's really weird because as you do it, it's kind of like a dissolving tablet.
Oh,
Yeah.
that,
So like,
that sounds difficult.
yep. So like as you do, it kind of gets in there. You're thinking, how am I going to swallow this pill? I have no water, and then all of a sudden it just kind of starts dissolving, and then kind of goes back almost like a drink of some kind.
Well, that's
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah. So
I
it
go-
seems like this is not
I
the
then
first
go
time
and
they've
continue my
dealt
nap.
with this kind of crap.
Right.
And then it will be.
I then go and continue my nap.
Okay, Richard. Same thing. C3PO unit puts the pill down, looks at you before he shuts the door, kind of confused, and then shuts the door real quick and says, I assume you heard your friend ask the question of these nutrient pills.
Yeah. Could you at least like give me some way to get it off the ground?
Traditional means is to, and it kind of goes like this, to pick it up with one's mouth.
Just go with it. They're
Can
not
you-
gonna try. They're not gonna unbind you or anything.
I'm not asking to be unbound. I'm asking if it can put it in my mouth for me. Because
Vanguard
it's
would be
really
very
hard to stand back up.
Vanguard would be very upset if I were to unbind him, and even possibly more upset if I were to feed him the pill. And he just kind of looks at the IG-88 units who kind of speak like a binary. Agreed. No, we
He'd be
cannot feed it.
angrier if you. He would be angrier with you feeding it to him than he would be with you freeing a prisoner.
Perhaps.
I'm sorry, that logic does not hold up in my head.
Can I just
You-
ask?
just do your job.
The 3PO unit goes, well, of course not. After all, you are organic. You do not have a droid brain such as I that can process many things far superior than you.
Okay, so can you process this?
If I
If I don't eat this and I become malnourished and less valuable, do you think he's going to be more upset?
The C3PO unit goes, this will be something that I must ask Vanguard himself. And he just turns around and starts walking to the Wookiee.
I'm going to wait for him to return, and I'm going to leave the pill there.
Sure. Now once everybody gets to
we've
the
seen
Wookiee,
the duality of man in this
Yep.
conversation.
so as everybody these droids get to the Wookiee, very much different. The IG-88 units immediately end up pulling up the weapons as the buttons get pressed and things that, and the C3PO unit just kind of picks the pill up, moves an arm, and then just drops it in and immediately shuts the force field.
I'm just gonna look at this pill and go, how are they supposed to feed me? You think this tiny thing is going to feed me?
It will. It is made to do such. It is, of course, nutrients that you may ingest. The pill dissolves and fills your body with what you need for 12 hours.
Little droid,
So-
do you seem to realize something? I am a Wookiee. Do you think that one
Wookiees
of
tend to
these-
need more nourishment than other humanoids.
The droid will kind of, look over at Adamox and say, oh, but this pill is specifically designed for Wookiee biology. And then looks back at the Wookiee. This will nourish you for 12 hours.
And how am I
Yep,
supposed
I
to pick it
tried.
up? I made a little gesture in my face. How am I supposed to pick this up?
The droid will kind of look over at Richard and say, much as I told your other friend, one tends to pick it up with their mouth. As a Wookiee, you should be very familiar with this eating
Do I look like a
without your
savage?
hands. No, I did not mean to imply such.
You seem to imply that I am a savage. Just
No,
because I am a Wookiee?
No.
You think I am a savage?
I did not say these things. I just
But you
know that
imply
in your
these
culture,
things.
in your culture, there are some dishes where it is common for face plants to occur while eating, I believe. And it just kind of like, you can't see because it doesn't have any emotion, but the way it kind of tilts its head, it honest to God doesn't know. It can understand what you're saying because it is...
It has the translation thing.
yeah, it has all the translations and things but it's either been damaged or it doesn't have everything it needs, because usually these interpreter droids have all the knowledge they need for language, the culture, and all that other kind of fun stuff, so that way they can adequately translate.
And it is quite clear that
Yeah.
bit is broken.
Yeah,
At least the
it's-
culture part.
Can I
yeah.
make a check to notice this?
It would end up being... I'll give you an option. You can either do a perception to just literally kind of notice it, a knowledge to kind of brain notice it. No, instead
You
of
mean
doing
like,
knowledge,
but that's not a part of my culture.
yeah. Yeah, actually, that now that Amox brings it up, knowledge for like cultures and things that to kind of see if there is something you may
Because
have
like,
missed in your
that's
long
not a part of
life.
my culture.
Technical to see
last time I
if
checked.
there is something actually wrong with the droid. So
like,
whichever you're best at.
I have droid programming and droid repair. Would those count for anything?
Unfortunately not, because you have to be able to actively get on the program in order to use that, and you have to actually actively be repairing.
Think about it like this. It's basically trying to see if you can big brain your way to figuring out, okay, that's not a thing last time I checked in my culture.
Yeah.
It is
Well,
implying that it is.
That's
2
not
and 2.
right. That would be knowledge, because the reason why I gave you three
Yeah.
different things,
That
depending on
one's
which
more
one,
knowledge.
yeah, depending on which
Yeah.
one you pick, will be basically the kind of response that I give you of
Uh,
what you
can
would
I go with-
notice.
Can I go with technical?
Sure.
So, just straight 3d6.
-2. You're still wounded. Twice.
Alright. So,
Let's just go with whichever one you think would be highest in that circumstance.
Well, it also
Probably the same.
same or
I mean,
not.
out
Like
of the stats he has.
depending on which one he picks depends on essentially my response. So
so it was -2. It's just a straight 1d6 plus 1.
Yep.
So I got a 5 on wild die and it's 6.
You got a 6 on the die?
No, it's a 5, but
Oh.
it's got a +1.
Okay, so it's a total of 6. Okay.
Yes.
Good thing is it's not a super hard check to make. You can actually actively, by looking at this droid or kind of making the assessment that this droid has been repurposed, much as pirates would like to do. It has been assembled rather hastily. It seems like everything's not quite put together the way it should be. So yeah, there is more than likely some actual damage to this droid. But since it understands and it's being able to kind of keep a good talk with you guys, at least its auditory responses and things that are or verbal responses are functioning. But yeah, there seems like there's something up when they put everything together. Basically, there's a couple screws not tightened down.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at this droid and go, I pity you. I truly pity you.
On
Okay.
his way out, I'm gonna go to the droid and I'm gonna like kind of call the droid and say, "Hey, can we get like a bucket or something?"
The droid will kind of look and say, "Bucket." Very confused.
Let's
We
say that we
are-
need to relieve ourselves of our human waste, or rather our
You need to release
biological
coolant.
organic waste.
You need to
Let's
release
call it
coolant.
that.
Yeah.
Let's call it that.
Oh.
If we need to do that, we need something or somewhere to do that in.
The droid kind of nods and said, "I will ask Vanguard that immediately," and then turn around and just walks right off.
Well, I didn't say I needed it now. As he's walking away.
Yeah, so is there anything you guys wanted to do while waiting, or are you just going to kind of let time pass?
I'm going to look at Adamox and go, you do realize you don't have a way to pull your pants down, right?
I can make the effort. Look, if I really wanted to, I could probably figure out a way to at least get the hands underneath of my legs towards the front of my back, towards my front.
Hey, don't push your luck. We're already about to have him very angry with the pill.
Like I said, if I wanted to.
So,
All right.
Richard.
Which I actually will go and get the pill.
Mhm.
While the droid is going to do that.
Okay.
I just want the droid's response to see just how far I can push my luck.
Okay. So you are actually going to take the pill?
Yes, I'm actually going to take the pill while the droid is going to ask that.
So while the droid is gone, you're going to take it.
That you end up eating the pill. I got you.
Because if Vanguard comes back and sees that the pill isn't there, and I am devaluing myself, I have made myself less valuable for him to sell.
This is true.
But that means he's more likely to want to kill you instead.
Yes, which is why I'm actually taking the pill.
All right.
Ah.
So, is there anything else?
I'm just gonna look at
I guess
Rich's
I'll just
site.
return to my nap till the
It's fine.
droids get back.
All right, Crom, you're saying?
That droid, we could probably put that thing to use. It's not all there in the head.
It is definitely not, but it is programmed well enough to not listen to much of what we say.
No, but if we play with
However,
its head
it
a
does
little
seem
bit,
overly. However, it does seem overly polite and cordial, considering.
This is true.
Yeah, but I'm not going to try and play with its head with those other droids near it.
At that
You
point in
know-
time, the door will open as the protocol droid will end up walking in. Behind him are the two other droids. The protocol droid kind of sets off to the side. The other droids kind of fan out as this large Gamorrean starts walking up. For those of you that don't know, that's those green pig things in Book of Boba Fett or Return of the Jedi. The greeny piggy things that got like the axes and things.
I'll have opened my eyes in response to the door opening. I'm gonna go, oh, hey there, big guy.
He'll kind of look at you, does like snarling, snorting, and all that kind of fun stuff. And then he walks up to Richard's cell, then looks down, then looks back at the protocol droid and says something. And the protocol droid goes, he did request this. The pill was there, I do assure you. And the Gamorrean goes on and all that stuff, kind of throws his hands up like he's upset, and then just kind of motions angrily towards the door, starts walking by and kind of slightly pushes the protocol droid that kind of bounces into the wall. So, oh my. And then
I'm going to ask the droid, what was that about?
oh,
How rude was he?
he was exceedingly rude. I believe Ichuta was partly what he had said, and he blamed me for wasting his time and fetching Vanguard to deal with these situations, who had placed him in charge of forcefully feeding you the pill. And then we'll look over at Adamox and says, no bucket.
It was worth an ask. I figured
Is
that you
Va-
just prefer. I figured that you just
Vanguard going
prefer
to-
me to not leave it in a corner in the cell. Be more to clean up later.
Oh no, it will be in your pants. You cannot remove your pants, Vanguard says. And
Like,
then
make
the
the
droids will just turn and then walk out.
hey, droid, I got a question for you. Scratch
Droid
it.
will kind of stop, turn. Yes.
Look, I got an itch. I mean, I can't scratch my itch. Scratch my itch.
The droid will kind of look at you funny and says, the scratch of the itch technique. I remember. Vanguard said I was very dumb for falling for that one. Nice try. Then turns around and starts walking back. As the door.
I tried.
You know, I really was hoping for the bucket. At the very minimum, I could probably try and convince them that if I do go in my pants, the smell alone would lower my value.
I
Go in
mean,
your
they-
pants.
I don't know how convincing I could be with that.
They
That
may.
will
But I could-
definitely lower your clothes value.
Yeah, I would say that would lower your clothes value, and you underestimate the smell of Jawa. Jawas
that's
are
fair.
not pleasant smelling creatures,
Mm.
and they're everywhere in the universe.
I've been around huts before. I think I know what smells bad
We are
smells like.
being
Jawa's worse.
sold to a battle arena.
Yeah, they're not gonna care whether you crap yourself or not.
If they
Alright.
truly want the best fight out of both participants, they'll at least provide clean clothes when we get there.
Nope. He just gets his money, and then after that,
I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about the hosts.
they probably don't care. You're just gonna either live or die. They don't care. All right.
Yeah, that's valid.
So
What's the secret on that?
you guys are gonna kind of go through. Best you can tell, you get these pills again. Ironically enough, nature will call at some point in time. You're not going to be able to hold it. But once a day, apparently, there's this kind of weird pulsating that essentially cleans the entirety of the cell, and it also cleans your messy pants.
Oh, well, that's I'm just gonna go like, oh, that's convenient.
Okay.
So
So,
much better now.
Yep. so every, I'm trying to think how this goes. One day goes by, so you guys essentially go from wounded twice to wounded. So you should be, I can't remember, I think you're still at, or you should bump up to negative 1d6 against your skill checks.
I believe wounded once is -1
Correct.
if you it was what it was, and that makes sense if wounded
Yes.
twice is -2.
Well,
Stunned, I believe, is just a loss of ability to do anything that turn.
stun is negative 1d6 for the entire round. Wounded, fall prone, 1d6 to skill and attribute checks until healed. So yeah, you go from negative 2d6 to negative 1d6. So over time, you guys are gradually healing.
-2.
Yep. So as bad as your wounds seem to have been, the check was kind of superfluous enough to not make you guys deal.
Gotcha.
All right. So as time kind of goes on and everything else, those IG-88 droids will come back, but this time there's going to be 6 of them. They end up, door opens, and then they will
Should I assume
basically,
we're being ushered out now, guys?
yep, they will basically walk
Alright.
over to the Wookiee cell. One will key in the stuff as the other ones have their weapons drawn,
Mhm.
and the energy force field will deactivate, and they basically just open fire and hit you with a bunch of stun bolts.
Oh, so
Essentially-
they're not trying to kill him; they're just trying to knock him
no,
out.
they're just knocking him out. So yeah,
Okay.
essentially you're gonna end up getting hit probably a grand total of like 8 times just to make sure that the Wookiee's out. And then Wookiee just kind of collapses and all that stuff.
He doesn't gain another level of wounding from that, does he?
No.
Okay.
And then
just
they'll
gonna
kind of
go, understood.
systematically like just kind of work around and do the same thing with you guys. As you guys are going to basically kind of start coming to, everybody give me a perception check.
Uki,
At -1.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
At -1.
All right, so that's 2 dice for me. Just straight perception, correct?
Just straight perception.
Hold on, my wild die fell out of my corral. I need
that's
to
not
reroll that
good.
one. And of
One.
course, on the reroll, I get a 1 on the wild die for a total of
Nice.
6.
You're totally out of it. You're still coming to. Okay. What do you got, Crown?
Uh,
I mean, they probably shocked me mid-nap, so I
oh,
wouldn't
you
blame
wanted me
them.
to do a perception? I thought I was out cold.
No, you guys are going to be coming to at this point.
This is on the waking up.
Yeah.
At a -2 or
-1.
-1.
-1?
While
4.
we're rolling that, Richard, you got a number?
12.
Okay. What we got, Crown?
4.
4. All right. Adamox is too out of it to really notice anything. You kind of feel cramped and, it feels hot, sweaty, kind of smells. Crom
that,
is
I'm
going
still
to
trying to
notice
keep my
that
eyes open.
that everybody is in a very confined space, and it kind of looks like there's a window, and outside of said window is space. Richard is awake enough to kind of realize you guys are in an escape pod, and at that moment in time, you're going to actually feel the escape pod being jettisoned as you hear the and it just kind of more or less starts spinning out of control. The 12 and the perception is also good enough to notice that the controls that are usually used to pilot the escape pods have been removed, and essentially the control panel is still left, and it basically has a pre-charted course.
So they're just gonna shoot us into their hands instead of taking us there themselves.
Pretty
Gotcha.
much. Oh,
Are we
Excuse me.
still bound?
yes, actually you are.
Lovely.
So they're
Yup.
giving up their bindings while shipping us.
I suppose that they might be cheap enough they think
I
they can
mean,
just go buy more
yeah, I
or
was gonna
steal more.
say. Oh, well, stun cuffs are pretty expensive, but I mean, they might have gotten a decent haul for everybody,
Never know.
or negotiated for it. Anyways, so if anybody wants to do an astrogation to try to figure out what's up with the plotted course, you may give a check.
Do a what?
Astrogation check, which should be mechanical. If you don't have astrogation, essentially it'll kind of let you look
I
at the
do
computer
not, but I do
and
have mechanical.
yep, it'll let you look at the computer and essentially read it and
Alrighty, and I
figure out
have a
what you need to.
base of 3d plus 1, so at -1 that would be 2d plus 1, correct?
Correct.
From the wounded status?
Correct.
And
Why did
everything's at
everything?
-2 for me, correct?
No, you're -1. Everybody's -1 now.
Alrighty, so that's that plus that. Plus the 1 pip for a total of 8.
Fantastic. All right.
That's the
I
same
got
thing
8
I got.
on I got 8.
Wait, all of you got 8?
Apparently. I rolled a 3 and a 4, and then I got 1 pip.
That's impressive. That doesn't happen all the time. All right. So we'll kind of do. I can't really say average because 8's the average. We'll kind of combine your guys' brain meats on this one to essentially get that the coordinates are not familiar to you, but it looks like you are literally on a. We're just going to refer to it as a crash course landing on a nearby planet.
Do I know anything about the planet?
It
Can I make
doesn't
a
have
roll for
anything
that?
up on there. It's just coordinates. The coordinates don't look familiar.
Just a random coordinates to a random planet.
Yup, and
Gotcha.
it doesn't have a name of the planet. It just has the coordinates, and that's it.
So, do I notice anything weird about what I'm wearing?
Clothes. You're wearing your clothes. You don't have any of your stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot. That perception probably would have covered that. Feels like there's a rock in your. There's a snake in your boot. There does feel like there's a weird rock or pebble in your boot.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. 12 is definitely high enough to get that.
Alright, and I assume Zoe is just kind of still unconscious in the back of the pod here.
More or less.
Gotcha.
That's what happens when players don't show up.
That's fair. I was just
You're
verifying.
fine. You're fine.
So
All right.
we all woke up and brain powered. There, she's just unconscious in the back.
Yep. All right. So as you guys are getting closer to the planet, you're going to notice that the escape pod basically kind of starts making whatever adjustments it needs to enter the atmosphere. So since it's a pre-programmed thing, it's not technically a crash course, but it is kind of pre-programmed
It
out.
pre-programmed the destination, but it was
Correct.
programmed in such a way that there was no way to quote unquote safely land it.
No, yes and no. So as it's kind of going through, you're going to notice that the planet has a few different biome types, but the predominant of it is sand and dunes, where there are kind of forested areas and things that it's just not as much. Body of water, probably about maybe half of it, give or take. And as you guys are kind of getting closer, you're going to notice that there is a debunked or dilapidated village on the horizon. At this point, you are going to see on the dash, essentially, a pre-recorded hologram that kind of pops up, and it's this Twi'lek who's kind of rubbing his chin like this. He's got like these fancy adornment on his, I can't remember what they're called, but basically like his head tails. And he's got this really nice garb on, and he's going to say, "Welcome. I'm happy that you could be of use and entertainment for us. This is the battlegrounds. We have a proposition for you. It is actually quite simple. You and others are going to be placed in a very specific location, and you must fight to the center of town and secure the Colosseum. If you can do that, freedom will be granted to you. If not, well, may the force be with you. Oh, as you will notice, you don't have any weapons or armor, but the Black Sun is oh so generous. We have provided random caches of weapons, ammo, and yes, even armament for you to use to disembowel, decapitate, or just shoot things up as you see fit. But remember, there are others out there, so be quick, be quiet. Oh, and don't even think about trying to escape. We've already thought of that. Good luck, and may the best team win. And the hologram just. At
I
that
swear
time,
I read a book about war games similar to this.
your binders are gonna make this noise, and then they just come off.
Yeah. Just kind of do one of those. Just
Yep.
I'm gonna look at everybody
stretch,
and
rub the
go,
wrists.
you know, I was really hoping Jada was gonna intercept us there.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's good to dream, but sometimes dreams need to be realistic.
Yes and no. All right.
So much for those favors.
I mean, if we're alive, there's that.
There is that.
It's entirely possible that there are some mid-round goodie drops, let's call it, that we might receive from those favors.
There we go. There it is. All right. So the escape pod will gently land. And once it lands, the door will end up opening. At that point, Zoe's gonna kind of wake up like, what happened? My head, my hands. And she's gonna realize that, where are we? And ask all these questions like, everyone's
Someone
here.
give her the sit
Where's
rep.
our
I'm gonna
stuff?
take a look
Yeah.
around.
Yep.
I'm just gonna quite
And I'm gonna
calmly walk over to her, put a hand on her head, say, "We're on a planet. We have to get to the center of town. Don't try to go out that way." And I point to the direction away from town. There's most likely things out there that will eat you. I mean, you're welcome to try, but we're going that way. And I point towards town.
She'll nod her head and she'll say,
as
fair
she's
enough.
getting that, I'm gonna go ahead and try and get a kind of lay of the land as best as I can while staying as relatively as I feel safe as I feel like.
All right. So you're going to notice that over around in this area, another escape pod seems to land. Over in this area, seems to be another one. Over here, seems to be one. And then you hear this hard ka-thong as you look over, and it seems like one of them landed, but landed way harder than your guys's.
Oh, that must have hurt.
Yeah.
Probably.
Alrighty then. So, at that point, you're going to kind of look around and notice that I would say a good, I don't know, I'm terrible with metric, 10 kilometers, maybe a little bit less, that there is going to be just this red force field that you cannot determine the size. You probably can guesstimate it, but you just notice it's huge, but it basically this red force field just kind of starts going all the way around. The
Kind
entirety
of trapping
the city.
everyone in the area.
Correct. And from where you're at, it already looks like it's at least 10 meters high. So math, it's huge. It's a huge wall of energy.
Mhm.
All right. So now all the stuff going on, what would you like to do?
Can we
Oh,
take a quick?
Alright.
Can we take a quick 5 hour? Really need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. So
And
we're gonna take a
while they're
quick
doing
break.
that, I just want to re-verify. So it's the capsule here,
Mhm.
the capsule there,
Mhm.
one up in this area, and
Mhm.
one that landed really hard in this general area.
Correct. So, but
Okay.
we're gonna go ahead, take a quick 5-10 minute break so everybody can go to the bathroom, do what they need to do, and things that, and then we will be back. So,
Alrighty. I'm gonna go
whee!
grab food, grab a drink.
There you go.
Okay.
Welcome back to Star Wars PUBG Edition. All right. So, you guys have landed. You guys are out of the escape pod. Binders are off. You guys are now at this point in time where I will allow you guys to roll a strength to see if you can stave off the last bit of wounded to go from wounded to stunned.
Am I still twice stunned?
No,
And
stuns
that's
only
still at
last for
the.
like 6 seconds or so.
That's
Okay.
still the last. That's still with the -1 from the one wounded, correct?
No, this is just a strength check. It doesn't count for that.
Okay, so the -1 from being wounded does not apply this time.
No, even if the rule book
Alrighty.
says it, I'm not counting it.
Okay. I'm gonna conserve those. So,
Say force points and character points are also welcome.
yeah,
one or the
no,
other.
I'm conserving them for now.
You're fine.
9 with a 1 on the wild die.
Okay. Ones don't count for these types of checks, but thank you for being honest.
Okay, the 9. Yeah, that's why I was just like, I'm gonna save these because I
Yeah.
was just so disappointed by that.
No,
I
you're
am
fine.
But
going
then
to
again, I will
spin
probably
one.
need them.
So Chrono's spinning a character point.
15.
15.
No, 3 on the wild die.
13.
13. Miraculously, everybody is now no longer wounded.
Let's
So you
go.
guys kind of get like a adrenaline rush type thing where everything's kind of just washes over you and you guys don't seem to feel the effects. The wounds aren't hurting as bad. Your body kind of naturally picks up. And you guys essentially are going to be going from the stun, which only lasts for a few seconds. And you guys are now back at 100% health.
Let's go.
Alrighty. So, what would you guys like to do? We're currently not in combat rounds. I believe these are 5 meter squares, just for reference for when you do get into
Yes.
combat.
That is correct.
Yep.
So I am going to search the buildings in our immediate vicinity, like around this area.
Okay. So you
In
guys
that
are all going to
case,
go to the
I will
same, or
do
you're going to
this-
split up?
In that case, I will do the same as he is, but over in these buildings, since
Okay.
they're still relatively close.
Sure. So go ahead and move your tokens.
Really right about there.
I'm assuming the kid is going to follow me.
Like a lost puppy, presumably.
That's not the right one. No.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted.
Kid's going to go into their own building. Oh, you're going to this
All
one?
right, we forgot they're stubborn.
Yeah. You going to the north or the south there? Okay.
I think he just meant more like that general area.
All right.
Like I'm really covering the building I'm on top of and the one directly to the right there.
Alrighty. So go ahead, everybody. Give me a search check.
Search check.
Which is
7.
perception if you don't have. Okay.
9 again.
All right.
No ones
8.
this time.
Alrighty then. So
I did not get a 1 this time,
we'll
so there's
go.
that.
We will go with highest. Well, hold on. Let me grab. Okay. All right. So Adamox, you are going to find a regular knife.
Let's go. Are we going to say that we apply my vibro knife skills to that for rolls because it's basically the same thing? Just
Yeah.
Okay.
It's I
the
thought you were
difference
talking
is
about
how
stats.
far I can cut, really.
No,
I mean,
it's
like
just the
when
type
we
of damage.
when we go and roll for like combat
It's
damage.
it's still melee. It's still
When
considered
like
melee.
with my but
Now-
like my vibro knife is higher than my regular melee.
Now
That's
the
why.
question is, for
Mhm.
your specialization, is it written as vibro weapons
It says vibro knife specifically.
Then you cannot use that one. You can only use melee. It has to be
Okay.
vibro knife in order to use that.
Well, it's still a 4 as opposed. It's the only difference. It's the difference between a 4 and a 5.
Yeah, all I know,
So,
but I'm just saying is
overall, it's not like
that's
too
fine.
big of a loss in my
But
book.
when you're using the knife, it's only melee, and you cannot add the vibro
Is
weapon. 'cause
regular
it's not a
melee.
vibro.
Do not add the vibro specialization.
Correct.
Understood.
All
Thank you
right.
for the clarification.
Yep. You will also come into contact with the concussion helmet. For players out there that may or may not know what this is, if you've played in the system, for those that don't, we'll give you a short rundown. Essentially, you get a +2 to front and back of the head from non-energy attacks. Not dice, pips. So 2 points added when you have to do strength checks against
And that was the
physical.
concussion helmet?
Concussion helmet.
Alrighty.
All right, so Crom, you are next.
I do not
Yes.
know if I can actually edit this myself. I don't think I can.
Alrighty then. So you are going to find 2 smoke grenades.
Very nice.
Yep. And then you will also find a frying pan.
He got the pan. Let's go.
Right?
That blocks bullets.
Right? Okay. Now, Richard, you're going to find the blaster pistol. But upon examination, it does not have any ammo. But you do find ammo, but it's not for the blaster pistol.
Do I know what the ammo is for?
Looks like it's for a larger weapon, possibly like a sniper rifle
Probably
or
a
a
rifle
rifle
or
or something like that. So essentially, what it is that it technically has ammo in it with the gas, but the power pack is basically what helps fuel the gas that turns the gas and the electricity essentially combine to make that blaster bolt. So the size of the energy pack isn't adequate enough to fit into the pistol. It's larger, so.
Oh, goody.
Yep. And then that's all you find.
I mean, it's the regular one, not the heavy one, correct?
Just regular old blaster pistol.
Gotcha.
Alrighty then. So I need to. I can't remember how to make marks on here. Let's see if I can use my actual pen though to mark them.
See if we see it as well.
You should be able to see it, but
Yeah.
I just want to kind of see. Beep. Alrighty then. So put it on background map and checked here, checked here, checked here, checked here. So you guys are going to be able to make your way back, and then Zoe is actually going to be wearing a blast helmet on top of her head.
Over the
I'm gonna
mass
head over to the.
Yep.
No,
So-
I need to do that.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna head
it's-
over to. I'm going to assume that Crom is probably gonna go for this building, so I'll go for this one.
That's fine. Yeah, but the style of helmet's kind of like what you see the Rebels have in A New Hope. It's that
Mhm.
kind of domed with the back. All right, then. So, anybody else want to search anything?
We should search here.
Okay. Right there. And then we'll move Zoe right here. Alrighty then. So everybody give me another search check. Perception if you do not have search.
I think search was one of the ones that was automatically added to perception.
They're all technically added, but when I say if you don't have means that you
Yeah,
don't
I
have
just
any
mean
pips.
it's already on the sheet. I mean,
Yeah.
8.
8. Okay.
Ooh,
I rolled an 8 as
3s
well.
and a 2.
Nice.
I rolled an 11.
Fantastic.
Ooh.
So, Zoe. We need to roll for Zoe.
This system really does hate me.
I think it's just my dice hating me right now.
All right. So, Crom, we'll start with you.
Okay.
You are going to find 2 power packs that appear like they may fit into Richard's pistol.
All right.
You are also going to find. Let's bust out the stuff here. The plasteel repeating crossbow.
Ooh. Cross.
Mhm.
Okay.
This also does not have any ammunition.
Lovely.
Yup.
So it just looks pretty right now.
Right now, it just looks pretty. All right, so
But does it take a
Adamox.
regular power pack or does it have its own power pack?
Pretty sure that's actual like bolts.
Ah,
Let me double check. Repeating crossbow, ammo, coral. So yeah,
mm,
it's
Alright.
it's kind of like a bowcaster, but for humans. So it does shoot energy, but
So it's a dinky little human crossbow.
pretty much it's a dinky
Yes.
human version of the bowcaster. All right. So, Adamox, you're going to find another
Mhm.
concussion helmet. And then you
I'll
are
keep it on me for and pass it to Richard when we get back
okay.
or
And then you
reconvene.
are going to come across a blaster rifle that has no ammunition.
Alrighty.
Richard, you find the most deadliest weapon in this Battlegrounds game. The frying pan. And that's it.
That is still a frying pan.
I know, it's still a weapon. Okay. So, let me see here. Background, map. Check here. Check here. Check here. Check here.
So you said I found a blaster rifle as well?
No, you found
No
two
ammo,
power
just the
packs.
rifle?
No, you found
No, that was Richard. That found the 2 power packs. I found an additional helmet, and I believe you said I also found a blaster
Crom
rifle with an
found
He
the
found the
power pack.
bowcaster thing,
Yeah.
and the power packs.
Yes.
right? But there were 2
I
power
have
packs
the
for your
ammo.
pistol.
Mhm.
I was saying you have the rifle ammo, but I was double checking because I'm pretty sure he said I found another of the concussion helmets and a rifle with
yeah,
no
yeah,
ammo.
yeah. You're right. For some reason, I was thinking
All right,
Zoe
I
picked
wanted
that
to
up.
verify.
Yeah, I don't
wanted
know
to
why, but when you
verify.
said
So
that, I was thinking
that's
Zoe had it. But yes, you are 100%
all right.
correct.
And that is the holdout blaster or the other blaster
Blaster rifle.
rifle in here. Okay.
Hold-up blasters are essentially like Derringers. They're really dinky. So if you look at the
Ah.
type, it says blaster rifle. So
Yeah, no, I got that.
Yep. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. So everybody is going to kind of come back together, say what they have. Zoe is now wearing a concussion vest and has a knife.
I'm gonna hand the extra concussion helmet I have to Richard and says, "This is better than nothing."
Well, even
Yes, it
before
is.
all this, he didn't have any kind of protection like that. Just saying.
Exactly my point.
All right. Everybody give me a
So
perception
Richard
check.
has a concussion.
Okay.
Hold on, Richard, you gonna pass that rifle pack to me?
Yeah, I'm gonna pass the rifle pack to you.
Alrighty. 1 pack.
Crom, are you gonna hand anything to anybody?
I was gonna give you a smoke grenade and the power packs.
Zoe's going to kind of look around and go, I don't have a blaster.
We'll find
Yeah,
one.
you kind of are the only one without one. We'll keep looking.
I got a.
Where are we reconvening roughly? I can still double back to this building and
Before
search that
moving,
one still.
before searching, and before doing all that stuff, everybody give me a straight perception
Understood.
check.
6.
Straight perception. 9.
13.
Fantastic.
Yeah, whatever Zoe gets.
you got, Crom?
I thought Chrome said he got a 6.
Oh,
I
did he?
did.
I missed that. Somebody must have been talking. Or I just didn't
He said it
hear. I'm
first.
half deaf. All right.
Either way.
So everybody's going to
Man.
have good enough checks to know that over where this is, that Coliseum's what you're thinking, you're going to hear a very angry, very loud roaring sound.
Oh, lovely. I have a feeling I know
Actually,
what's in there.
sound of that.
You can give
Well,
me an alien
still.
species or something to that effect, knowledge, because I don't think you guys have anything
I
like
have a
that.
straight alien species I
Oh,
can
you
make.
do. Fantastic.
And
Go
I
ahead and do
get +1 pip to it.
that. Nice.
I got a 7 in alien species.
Nice.
Okay, hold
That's
on. Let
pretty
me
good.
math first. So that's that number. Okay, so base 12, but I got a 6 on the wild die.
Nice.
So I'm re-rolling that second wild die.
Okay.
And that re-rolled into a 1, so total 13 on alien species there.
Fantastic.
+1 from the pip, so 14 total. Sorry, I
Sounds
almost forgot
good.
the pip.
No, you're good. You're good.
I got a 15
Ooh!
What you
with
got, Crom?
2 dice and a 6.
He's mathing. Counting in his head.
Math is hard, I get it.
No, it can be. It can be very tough.
I mean, I'm bad at mental math. So.
Zoe, what do you Zoe got? Oh, Zoe's actually got a pretty good one. 14. Wow, 20. 21. All right. So, Crom, did I miss your number again?
I said 6.
Okay,
No,
6. No,
that
that
was
was before. I
7.
thought. Okay, 7. All right. You're not 100% sure what it is, but it sounds large. It sounds angry, and you're like, I don't like the idea of having to go there now. As where everybody else is like, Rancor. That is the oh so familiar sound of a Rancor. Even if you've never been in the presence of one.
Chrome's just sitting there mildly confused, but knowing it's big and angry,
Yes.
and the three of us just go out loud.
Rancor. Yeah, everybody just kind of knows like instinctively. Even if you've never been in the presence of one, they are very well known across the galaxy. Kind of like I would imagine they even use like sound bites and stuff like that to us. Like everybody knows what a Rancor is. Everybody knows what they sound like. They're generally feared.
It's like the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I'm just gonna. So after that realization, I'm gonna go. I say we spend a bit more time looting. Make sure we're better prepared.
Alrighty then.
If we run into any other teams, we can kill them for their stuff.
Okay.
Zoe could probably use a blaster.
Zoe definitely wants a blaster, she says.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna double back to this building here and search
Absolutely.
that.
Anyone else want to do any more searching real quick?
I'm gonna search this
Zoe
building
does.
right here.
Yeah, Zoe definitely does.
Before I forget, I'm gonna want to see Richard. I'm gonna pass off the power packs to him.
Okay.
And one smoke grenade.
Okay.
So did we all reconvene before we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I imagine you
I
guys are kind
doubled
of
back
going.
to search this building for a blaster for Zoe.
Yeah, after you guys search, I imagine you guys kind of going back, swapping what you need to, and then you're heading back out. All right, so give me another search.
Alrighty, that is another base 12-6 on the wild die.
Okay.
So let me re-roll.
I got an 8.
15.
Okay, so Crom's got an 8. You said a 15.
Correct.
Okay. What
8.
you got, Richard?
And look at this. Look at that crap.
Right?
It keeps cutting out.
Oh, is it a 1?
Yeah.
Is that the wild die?
Yeah,
Pretty sure.
stupid freaking thing.
Might want to switch dice then. It doesn't like you at all. Okay. So Adamox, you ended up coming up with 2 fragmentation grenades.
All right, let me pull back up the Google Doc I'm temporarily using.
Sure.
So that is 2 frag grenades.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Crom.
That it?
Yep, that's
Yes.
it.
All right.
Crom, unfortunately, you didn't find anything in that building.
Okay.
And then Richard, you end up finding a Let me pull it up so I know exactly what to say it is. An electro jabber. So essentially,
Is
it's like
that
a cattle
is
prod.
that staff? Okay.
Yeah, it's essentially like a cattle prod,
It's a big cattle prod. Gotcha.
pretty much.
And then we reconvene.
Yup.
Presumably, probably right around this area. So I'm just gonna put my token there.
Zoe comes out with a holdout pistol.
It's a blaster.
She looks very visibly upset through that mask. This is bullcrap. Does somebody want to trade? I can't do anything with this.
It's a regular blaster, correct? I mean, the
No,
holdout
it's
pistol
like a
thing.
it's like a
it's a blaster
derringer.
type, correct?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
yeah,
blaster,
it
but it's
does
like a
basically
derringer.
nothing, right?
No,
But
it
it
does
does basically
damage.
nothing,
Yeah, it can do damage, but it's not a blaster pistol, heavy blaster, or blaster rifle. They're more deadly.
So if you're gonna complain about it the entire time, I'll trade with you.
Zoe will kind of think about it and then just kind of shake her head. She'll go, no, it's okay.
It's the longest arm that we have on our team right now.
She'll kind of look at it and say, this is the longest arm?
It's the only blaster rifle we have. You have a holdout pistol. He has a blaster pistol. I mean, nodding my head towards Richard,
Sure.
and then I'm gonna go. And Crom over there has the bowcaster thing that was made for humans. I can't English, or I can't common, or whatever the heck you want to call it.
You're fine. You're fine.
This is the longest arm we've got. So it's either take this and complain about this, or keep that and complain about that.
No, she's gonna, like I said, she'll defer. But she's gonna point out that this power pack is not the same power pack as the other power packs. So while she has it, she can't use it because there's no power pack. Alrighty then.
Oh, so the holdout power pack is different than the
Yep.
other power
It's
pack?
like saying 22
Well, even
9
more
millimeter. Yep. 22 9
even
millimeter.
more reason for her to take the trade.
No, she's gonna let you have
At
it.
least with this thing, she can shoot. I'm very knife anyway.
How's that been working out for you?
Horribly, but she knows that I'm very knife.
How's that been working out for you?
She's probably more concerned with herself living than me.
Probably.
Point in
But
case.
when the player's not
And
here,
worst comes to worst, we
when the-
find another.
when the player's not here, the
Right.
game master makes these decisions. Okay.
Right, and worst comes to worst, we'll find a power pack for it later, and we can trade then.
Alrighty then. So,
Alrighty.
we're going
Anything else we need to address before
play
we
a fun little game. I shouldn't have put
called
up
random
all
encounter
this-
roll?
Sort of, kind of. It's
It's whether or not we find someone now.
more or
That's
less.
what I'm getting at or
Oh
thinking.
no! I dropped the die and went into the thing, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Hate when that happens. Hey, that works. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Number 3, Richard.
Okay.
Okay, we've said Richard.
Okay, yep. So, I will give you the opportunity, because I'm a benevolent GM. You're going to hear a loud kabang as you look over in this general direction. Whoop. And you're going to see a blaster bolt coming your way. So, I will give you the opportunity to dodge.
Wait, hold on. I didn't see where the thing was.
Yeah, I didn't see a ping either.
That. I'm on GM mode, that's why. Boop, sorry.
That would explain a lot.
There we
From
go.
over there.
Yep, from over here. Sorry
Okay.
about that, guys. Because I meant to do this. Boop. Afterwards. Okay.
Is that Ray from The Force Awakens?
I have no clue. It was just a random token.
I was making a joke.
No, I know. Kind of looks like it, but I have no clue.
Kind of do, though.
Yep. So I will give you the opportunity. Would you like to make an attempt to dodge?
Yes, I will.
Alrighty then. So go ahead and roll me your dodge.
15.
15. You dodge the blaster shot. It goes by and just barely misses your foot. Bam! So, Crom, if you do me a
Yes.
favor and
Yes,
roll me
yes.
3d6. Because I'm assuming you
3d6.
Yep, I'm assuming you want Zoe to roll, but I
Roll
will allow the
perception.
players.
She has a
Yep.
4 in the perception, right?
I thought she had a
So
3.
I remember me having the same perception as somebody base. It
She
might
has
have
a
been Zoe.
higher pip.
She
though.
has it. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Does
has
she
a
have
pip in there. I think that's what it was. I think it was something
Yep,
like
you're
that.
right. It's 3d
Like
plus
I
1.
have,
So
yeah, I have a 3 no
good
pip.
call. I thought it was 3, and then okay. All right. So yep, make sure to add that pip.
14.
14.
Does that include the pip?
What pip?
Did you add the pip to the die roll?
I did not.
Okay, so 15.
Okay, so 15.
Alrighty. So, would you guys like to go first or second?
Probably.
I think it would go first.
Alrighty then. So, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. How many actions do you want Zoe to take, guys? I was just gonna say 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2.
Probably
Yeah.
2.
Okay. Crom, how many would you like to take?
I will take 2 as well.
All right, Richard.
2.
Okay, Adamox.
2.
All right, and then. All right, so first action. Who would like to go first?
I feel like I probably should.
It's at your guys' discretion. Keep in
Barres,
mind.
do we have any
So keep in
arguments
mind,
against that?
5 meters per square.
Yes. Yes, and movement is 10 meters, correct?
Yep. So essentially, you can move 10
Meaning
meters.
this person is 40 meters away from me.
Correct.
Or so.
Now, as an action, so you guys know, you can make a dexterity, I believe it is, running check to essentially attempt to double your movement.
Yes.
That is an option that you guys have.
Alrighty, so out of all of us here, who is behind somewhat cover right now?
Kind of,
Or
sort
at
of,
least
most of you.
concealment.
Kind of, sort of, most of you.
Alright.
I would
If she's
assume with that
shooting,
blaster bolt. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the blaster bolt coming, I would have dodged into cover.
yeah. So
Yeah. Okay.
cover enough, but obviously, if she pegged one of you guys, that means that she can probably see most of you, if not all of you.
Right.
That would be the safe assumption.
Alrighty. Let me double check the stat sheet on that blaster rifle thing real
Sure.
quick.
So it should be
The
11.
range is 3 to 30, and then 100, and then 300.
Correct. So since she's
So I
40, it is a
believe-
medium. So it would be a medium difficulty
Right.
to attempt to hit her.
Yeah. Measuring. So if I was to move to like, sorry, measure.
It's okay.
So if I was to move to like that square, would I still be in cover-ish enough, so to
Yeah,
speak?
you could probably end up having 3/4 to full cover.
Alrighty, then I will go ahead and take my first action to do that.
Okay.
That's 10 meters, that's full movement.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
That is my action.
Let's see. I'll go next. Trying to find a good split. This is all. Can't see my bloody mouth. This is all building, correct?
For the most part, it's dilapidated. You can kind of see rubble and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's still probably going to offer you quite a bit of cover, if not full cover.
It's what was a building.
Correct.
Enough that you can probably hide behind it mostly.
Yeah, I'm gonna move
Most
full movement
Okay.
right there.
Okay. You're able to find a spot for full cover.
Okay.
Okay, so Richard,
That's-
what would you like to do on your first?
I am going to move
Sure.
here into cover.
Sure. You're able to find full cover. Zoe is going to be next to, but basically right with Richard. So that'll be Zoe's action. Now, here's the fun part, so everybody can freak out about it later. You guys are behind cover, full cover, so they can't actually actively hit you. However, blasters tend to be able to, much like traditional weapons, can put holes through walls. So, if she has a decent line of sight on you guys, or at least I should say, kind of a
Knows where we
generalized
ran
ideal,
to.
yeah, she can still make the attempt to shoot at you. There is also the possibility that can break through some of your cover. So she is going to make the
That
shot
makes sense.
and see if she can peg one of you guys.
Do we know who she's quote unquote aiming at?
Nope, not until
Or did we
I
just
reveal
gonna have
it.
to wait for the roll?
Yep.
Gotcha. Waiting for the roll.
I have been shot at once.
And you've been shot at twice because it came up 3 on the die.
Alrighty.
Okay, so do me a favor for poops and giggles here. Richard, roll me 4d6 if you would.
Okay. $15.
15. Okay. So the shot rings out again, and as you're kind of standing there, you know, getting your weapons adjusted, trying to make the decision on what you want to do next, a blaster shot will basically go right through the wall and then embeds right into the dirt. Misses you, but comes relatively close. There is now structural damage where you are currently behind cover. And then
Just how structurally compromised are we talking about?
currently,
Well, I mean, it was already rubble.
yeah, currently it is going to be knocked down to 3/4 cover
From full.
from full, correct. Okay.
Arguably could be worse.
Everybody give me a freebie perception.
Ten.
Okay.
10.
Okay.
15.
Fantastic. Everybody is going to notice that this gentleman right over here seems to be rushing, gets behind a building. It looks like he has a weapon of some kind, some type of blaster weapon, and he's got a blast helmet on. So he's there, and then he ends up basically right under cover. So generally, there's somebody around in that area. All right. So who wants to take the next action atop this?
To be clear, I can't move again, correct?
You have another action. You can.
Okay. I'm going to
If someone else
move-
wants to go first this time, I'll let them.
So I only have a frying pan right now, so I'm just gonna move right here.
Oh, that's right. You didn't get the
You didn't
I
get a
I
power
have an
pack.
empty
You
cross-
didn't, yeah, you didn't get the corals or whatever, quills or whatever. Yep.
whatever they were called.
All right. So who would like to go next?
I will.
Okay.
I
Go
have a
again.
question.
Sure.
With it being a crossbow firing physical projectiles, would
Mhm.
we be able to improvise ammo?
No, because the quills end up working a little differently. I cannot remember the actual cannon, but essentially they're basic kind of like, if I recall, they're basically the gas and the power pack all into one, and then as you shoot them, it's basically supposed to do kind of a blaster type thing.
Okay.
At least for the old school one, but like in the newer one, Chewie's blaster was like another blaster rifle, which whatever.
It was just a blaster that was reflavored.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, no, unfortunately the ammo is going to be different. You can't really rig it. Good question though. All right, Adamox, what were you doing?
Alrighty. So, having seen that guy with the helmet, knowing he has a gun,
Mm-hmm.
presuming that he is probably going to be the bigger threat overall, I think I'm going to attempt to shoot the general area where I believe he was hiding to try and strike through and hit
Alrighty
him.
then. So, you took 2 actions, so you're negative 1d6 for the skill
Yes.
check here.
It's a blaster skill check, correct?
Correct.
All right, then I'm rolling with 3D.
Okay.
Would it be blaster or rifle?
Blaster.
Either or, but
Yeah.
I just have straight blaster. I don't have
Yeah.
one for specifically rifle.
Yeah, if he doesn't have a
Okay.
specialization for it, it doesn't matter. And if he doesn't have anything
10.
in blaster, he can use just dexterity. 10. Yeah, you're gonna careen in off the wall. Go ahead and give me some damage.
Alrighty. Let me try and figure out where that was on the thing.
Blaster rifles tend to be 5d6.
Yeah, it's 5d6. Let
Yep.
me jot down the ammo accordingly, though.
Sure.
Alrighty. Alrighty, and so that was 5d6, correct?
Correct.
Alrighty, and then ones on the wild die for the damage roll do not count, but 6s do, correct?
Correct.
Wanted to verify before I made any rolls.
You're good. Excuse me.
Alright, so math.
Mathing. The math wizard. Wizard of math.
And then I rolled a 6 on the wild die, which
Sure.
rolled into a 1 for a total of 20.
Fantastic. Yeah, you basically pop shot, hits the wall, and you can actually see pretty decent chunk just kind of bam, and you see the dude kind of like his face pull back. So you didn't hit him, but that wall's been
So I
damaged.
didn't hit him, but but the wall's been damaged, and I know roughly
Yep, it has been
even better where he
compromised.
is.
Correct. It has been compromised.
Gotcha.
All right, so Zoe doesn't have anything. Zoe is going to attempt to move over here to get a little bit closer. And then Richard, I believe you're the last one in your guys' group.
I am going to shoot at that same guy.
Absolutely.
can
The one I
see.
just shot at?
Yep,
The one that
there's-
I just shot at, or the one that you can see that
Yeah.
shot at you?
the dude on the ground,
The
and
one
there's a
that you
female
shot.
up top.
The one that you
Okay.
shot at.
Yep.
Okay,
And then negative
The
1d.
same guy.
Yep.
gotcha.
$19, $20.
That is a hit. Give me damage. Ooh.
$13.
13. All right, yeah. He hit, you hit him, and he lets out a oh as he gets hit. All right.
Not dropped, but definitely in pain from what we
Yep.
can tell.
Definitely got hit. All right.
Gotcha.
So, the chick
Bad
up
guys.
top that has a sporting rifle, I'm rolling too many dice for sporting rifle, is going to take a pop shot at Richard. And
She was
It
really
hit,
set
'cause-
on Richard for some reason.
I don't know why, but brain. I already made the check while you were rolling your dice. It was a hit. Go ahead and give me your strength. While we're doing that, we'll roll for the other guy. Oh,
6 with a 1 on the wild die.
fantastic.
Measure.
All right, so you get hit and you are stunned. And then
Better than wounded.
very better than wounded. For the rest of the round, though, which doesn't matter because after this dude goes,
Because this
he's
was our
unstunned.
final round. Our
Yeah,
final
this is
set
final
of
action.
turns anyway.
Yeah, final. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. The guy that got shot at is going to attempt to shoot at Adamox. And when he does, the weapon will backfire and he will take damage.
Ooh. In other words, it's not gonna hit me.
No, it basically
Correct.
explodes in his hand. Yep.
Gotcha. I like the sound of that.
15 versus. Oh shit! So once again, I usually don't share my rolls, but when they're this good, damage for that going kaboom was 13. On the roll, he's rolling 3d6. He came up with an 18. So 22 in total. So yeah, it explodes, but he is fine.
Oh.
Alrighty then. So that is where we're gonna call it for now. Wait. Oh yeah, no.
Alright.
Zoe already took her last action, and there was the only two. Okay.
Mhm.
So yep, that is where we're gonna call it for this evening.
So's last action
Okay.
was basically more movement.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't have a ranged.
Yeah.
So.
She doesn't exactly have anything she can shoot with.
Nope. She's got to get in and stabby stab.
Mm-hmm.
Yup. So
She was taking my desired role.
I mean, it is what
I
it
don't
is,
blame
you know?
her. She
Yep.
if she
I
did
coulda-
it better than me last time too. So
You could have given her the gun.
He
I
tried,
coulda
but
given
I
she
you the
said
tried
frying
no.
pan.
to.
Yeah, she said no. She's like, nah.
She-
It's that Mandalorian in her.
she
She's
refused
like,
to
no,
take
I
it.
can kill with a knife. I'm gonna complain about it, but I can kill with a knife. So, stab.
No
All
more
right.
complaining about not
I
having.
literally said, if it will stop you from complaining,
I
then
understand.
take it.
She's gonna complain the entire
So
time.
she's being stubborn.
You're missing the part. Mandalorian.
Yeah, no, I get that. I was just
Okay.
saying, like, I was more so saying that to the other players than to
No, I got you.
DM. Like,
All
I
right.
did offer.
So, for tonight, I'm going to award everybody 3 character points.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. You guys that showed up, you got a character point. And then the banter that you guys had and all that stuff, plus you guys kind of working, coordinating, planning out what you want to do and things, that should be rewarded.
Right.
So 3 character points.
Fair enough.
All right. And then when Zoe gets back, Dead Man is essentially going to have 1 character point added because I use his character. All right.
Because the character still did something even if it wasn't under his control.
Yep.
Fair enough.
So, everybody will have the opportunity to level up and things that, but I first want to ask, how's everybody feeling? What's everybody thinking?
I am enjoying this session a lot more because I haven't gotten wrecked yet.
The dice
no,
aren't as
realistically
bad.
though, I agree, but no, realistically, I am enjoying it still.
Good.
I am having a lot of fun still.
Good.
Even last session, it was still fun despite the stress.
Yeah. Well, I gotta
It's-
stress
it-
you guys sometimes.
Yeah, no,
That's part
I
of the
get
job.
it. I understand, but no, like I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Good.
Also, in the back of my head, above game, I'm a little bit happier knowing that our stuff isn't just poof. It
Yeah.
could have been. But
Oh,
it's not,
it
so I'm a
totally
little
could
bit
have been.
a silver lining type deal. We
Yup.
may not have it for now, but
Absolutely. So, Richard, what you thinking, bud?
I'm thinking I got to participate.
right, and the participation alone is fun.
Hey, it is what it is, man.
You actually hit something with the blaster this time, so that's fun.
I hit something with a grenade last time.
This is true.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't your grenade.
He
I don't
You
picked
may
it
have
up.
thrown it in,
He-
therefore
he
done your
picked-
damage.
I
He
blew
picked it
something
up.
up.
I say he picked it up. He threw it. Therefore, by technicality, it was
Yeah.
his grenade at that point in time.
Yep. Therefore, by transitive property, I believe it is.
Yep. Crom?
Law of transference.
I'm having fun.
Good. So, what's everybody thinking about the Rancor?
I'm
can I name
hoping
it-
that Go
I'll
ahead.
name it Snuffles.
I'll go second.
Snuffles the Rancor.
I'm thinking the Rancor is probably in the Coliseum, and I'm tempted to let other people go in there to try and deal with it first.
That's
what I
actually a
was
pretty
thinking,
good
like,
plan.
They said our goal is to secure the Colosseum. They never said it had to be after whether or not the Rancor still had to be alive when we did that.
It may
In
have
other
been,
words,
it may
we
have been
could-
implied.
One, well,
Yeah.
I'm saying like one, we could let them try and take it out. They beat the crap out of it and then die, or they kill it, but then we swoop and kill them.
That's actually a really good plan.
Yes.
Either or, the Rancor is going to be either dead or have a lot of damage on it, meaning it will be easier for us to take out if we still need.
That's an extremely smart plan.
Yeah, that is
that
exactly what I
tactics
was
ground
saying.
assault coming in.
There you go. There you go. So, all right. So, kind of got that going and everything else. Would you guys like to spend any of your character points to level up?
Already done.
Fantastic.
What did I use this time?
So while
I
everybody else
know
is
I
thinking
used
about that,
alien
Richard,
species at
being
one point.
nosy, what did you level up?
I used
Last
surge.
turn search.
Nice.
And if I remember correctly, it's how much of those to go up one whatever?
Points are equal to the dice code in front of the skill to go up one
Right.
pip. So if you do not
So, for
have,
example, I have a 4 in Blaster. In order to go up by 1 pip, I would need to spend 4 character points, correct?
absolutely,
Correct.
that is correct.
Alrighty, and since I have a 3 in Search, I would need 3 in order to go up to 3 in 1 pip.
That is correct.
Thank you for the clarification.
He's getting it. He's getting it, folks. It's not a hard system with the stuff. It's a little different than like D&D. Because that one's pretty streamlined and kind of holds your hand in a lot of regards. This one gives you so much more freedom. in how
I
you handle.
think I'm gonna go ahead and spend a total of 6 character points. One set on Search, one set on my alien species.
Okay. Crown, what you thinking, bud?
Wait, no, that's a full dice, not a pip. Add that there.
I
So-
didn't really do much in terms of rolling.
There.
You did use an alien species. You also did search.
I think he did something or other while on
You did
the
something else, didn't
transport as well. It may have been straight strength. I don't remember. He,
No.
he did something
you?
else
You
while on the ship.
technical to look at the droid.
Oh, right, he did a
Yeah,
technical.
technical.
Yeah, but that was
So,
straight technical,
yeah,
and
I
that
would say, but
takes
that-
a bit of extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That reminds me, when
I
we
could
get the
put
next
one-
opportunity, I need to sit down with someone and actually learn more technical stuff.
there you go. What'd you say, Crown?
I could technically put one in astrologian.
Astrogation. Yep, everybody used astrogation. So
Yeah,
good call, because I kind of forgot you guys. Everybody did that too.
I did too. Well, here's my question: how is that any different than planetary systems?
So astrogation is essentially doing the mapping it out, and plotting courses and things. That planetary systems general knowledge of Earth is
the
over
system
here. It
itself.
has one moon. It does this. It rotates.
So
365
planetary
days for a
systems
year.
is more about the planets themselves specifically than
Correct.
it is about where stuff is located.
Correct. So astrogation is a good.
It's less so about this is over there and more so about this is what's on this thing over here.
more or less. Yeah,
Is the difference between okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the clarification.
not a problem.
Sorry.
So, was there anything else anybody wanted to say, add, comments, regrets?
Now that I've spent the dice code on alien species, I get +2 pips to that.
There you go.
And to verify, next time if I use it and want to spend, it would go to 4 dice and 0 pips for that, correct?
As
Thank you for the clarification.
okay. So, if that's everything, we're going to go ahead and call this one. Please join us again next Saturday around 6 o'clock so we can continue this Star Wars PUBG edition. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you for the players for attending and playing. I'm having a blast this entire time. You guys have been a lot of fun. So thank you. So I will go ahead, cut it there. Later, y'all.
Good one.
Hey.